Welcome to Cult Corner, I'm Acheron.
And I'm Inferna.
And tonight we have a review of the Polish black metal band Evilfeast.
This is their latest album, Elegies of the Stellar Wind. And this is a one-man band. He plays all the instruments, does all the vocals, does all the writing, and he is known as Grim Spirit.
This is the fifth release by Evilfeast. I first heard Evilfeast via Funeral Sorcery and loved the hell out of the album and checked out their other stuff, and yeah, was I blown away. This is another really great album by these guys.
Yeah,
this guy, sorry.
Yeah, this very, very well could have and possibly would have been our top album of the year last year if they had squeaked it in a bit sooner.
we needed more time with it.
Yeah. It came right at the tail end.
It came out around towards the end of December of last year, so yeah, it would have kind of shifted things a bit, in our lineup, so yeah.
And we're gonna go song by song, do a little teeny bit of a summary on it. The first song is called "The Second Baptism: Shores in Fire and Ice," and this feels sort of like almost like a beginning of a battle cry or the beginning of a storm.
Yeah. I describe this in kind of like, if I would describe the music, it would be more kind of like Emperor, like old Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has synths in it, but it's not overly synth heavy, even though it does have a lot of synth in it, but it's not like the synth is all that carries the song. I mean, the guitars are actually what carries it, and the synth sort of accompanies that.
Yeah, and you hear his shrieks over it, and just, yeah, the guitars are amazing. So much feeling in the guitars on this song. And I think it's one of the best songs on the album.
Yes, I love this song. This is one of my favorite
standout tracks
songs.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites on here. And like I said, it just sounds like the battle is starting. They're getting gathered together, ready to go and
they're going to go and kick some ass. They're going to war. And this is the song that starts it. Yeah.
And this mixes a lot of occultism and a lot of fantasy, particularly Lord of the Rings fantasy.
Yeah. Pro Sauron.
Yes, it's all pro Sauron. It's not pro the elves and the men and stuff. This is, rooting for the other team.
Yeah.
And it feels like that. It feels, if you take that imagery, this song feels sort of like the Nazgul, like just flying around, getting ready to just head out and just destroy everybody.
Yeah. And track two
we have Winter's Descents, Eve. I Become the Journey.
Yeah. Another kind of song that kind of goes with that other song. It kind of trickles down, and it's just like another kind of preparation. It seems like now, okay, they're ready for war, but they're heading out, and you see what's going to happen. And it's very, very cool.
And I mean, it also, going away from the Lord of the Rings imagery, it sounds like a guy heading off on a long journey into who knows what, like in the cold winter at night. You can hear, like, there's sound effects in it. There's like somebody, you can hear somebody walking in like snowshoes, crunch, crunch.
Yeah, there's a lot of sound effects in here. There's wind, there's water, yeah, so lots of cool things.
And third song is called Lunar Rites.
One of my favorite tracks.
Yes, this is one of my favorite too. Beholding the Towers of Barad-dûr. And this, it honestly sounds like, you're climbing up the mountains of Erenmuel and looking down into Barad-dûr and just the plains of Mordor. It's desolate, it's cold, it's lonely.
And if no one understands that, how would you explain what that is?
Barad-dûr, it is the fortress lands of Sauron. And it's a cold desert. It's a wasteland. There is plant life, but it's more like shrubs and grass, or like sort of like a desert. Yeah. But it's cold. It's not a warm desert. It's not hot. It's not the Sahara. It's more like a tundra almost, if you will. Yeah. And dark and cold and foreboding and lonely.
That's a nice place, actually.
And track number 4 is from the Northern Wallachian Forest, Tyranny Returns. And this one feels well, like the title says, it feels like something is returning. It feels
the dark presence is coming, like it's taking over the forest. The forest might have been kind of calm and quiet and peaceful,
yes,
but now
it's darkening and it's dangerous.
And that's a good thing. That's a great thing.
There's
spread evil, spread chaos. Love it.
There's monsters hiding in those woods. You know, you don't want to go off the beaten path.
I do want to go. I do.
Off the beaten
we both
path.
do actually. So,
yes, we'll go skipping off into the beaten path.
Great path.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's a journey into, like I said, the forests.
It's a journey into the darkness.
Yes.
You know, the creeping darkness that's coming and it's approaching you. Yeah.
And song number 5 is Archaic Magic, a excuse me, I need to learn how to pronounce things. Can you pronounce that? I can't pronounce that.
Archaic Magic, a cenotaph below the cursed moon.
Thank you. My tongue does not want to work today. This one sounds almost like some old ancient wizard or witch or somebody, like in a cave.
Yeah, making a
cauldron.
spell, making some kind of spell.
Yeah, and, I mean, you can even hear like the fire burning under the cauldron, making a spell, and like the spirits are rising in the smoke, and and yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Great guitars on here are very
awesome guitars.
The vocals are awesome on this. Yeah, and it feels like a magical song.
Yes,
it does. Feels like, you know, there is a giant cauldron. There's some witches gathered, warlocks, whatever, and they're making their magic spread across the lands. Really cool.
And the last song, because each of these songs is quite long.
Yeah, this one's 15 minutes. This is the longest track on the album.
Yeah, the last one is 15 minutes long.
And this is a very Burzum-esque kind of song.
And it is titled Inclinata Resurgit, Rebirth of My Noble Dark Kingdom.
Yeah.
And it sounds like the Dark King returning. It sounds
like Sauron's returning, or, you know, you could say Satan or anybody in a sense. And that's a great thing for anybody, you know, for real or for fantasy.
But this one has quite a lot of clean vocals, and female clean vocals, almost like an operatic sound in some spots to it in the vocals. And it just blends very beautifully. It's like, oh, he's returning. Wasn't that lovely?
No, just very epic vocals here.
Yes.
Just like, you can just feel like he's so proud, and it's just like, oh, the great Lord's returning, and, you know, he's singing to him, and singing to all the hordes that are gathered around his return. That's wonderful. Yeah. And, like I said, this is an amazing album.
It's getting a bit harder to find, actually, even though it was just released.
If you love, like, 90s Norwegian black metal, like the Magic, you know, like, when you first started hearing Norwegian black metal, and, you know, the great releases like Night Side Eclipse by Emperor, you know, early Dark Throne, Mayhem.
Or even if you like, say, Summoning or something. This is like Summoning, but better than Summoning and for the other team.
I forgot to mention that. A very big Summoning influence as well on this. You know, Lord of the Rings. There you go. So that's very obvious. But yeah, this is just a powerful, amazing album with so much feel. I mean, every time I listen to it, I get so many different feelings. I mean, so much going on with this album. And I think if you really love the old school black metal, if you love the bands we talked about, this is a no-brainer. This is hard to find. It's going to be worse sooner or later. You know, I mean, it's already. I'm not seeing it hardly anywhere. I mean, they have a few copies on eBay. I think they have 2 copies on Discogs. But it's really hard to find. They don't make too many pressings of Evilfeast albums.
Sadly.
And it's too bad, you know, because this is a band that should be heard by more. Because when you talk about all these bands that are doing this kind of black metal shit, and they sound, you know, kind of similar and just no inspiration. This is a band that kicks them in the ass and says, you know, this is fucking black metal, you know, this is the way it should be played, you know. And this is one of the only ones that has this kind of the old spirit, you know, to me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Yeah. What would you rate this out of 10?
I am going to give this a 9.5 to 9.75.
Yeah, very, like, for me, it's a 9.8 out of 10. Like I said, it's almost classic to me. It's that good. It's almost perfect. It's hard for me to rate an album totally perfect, but...
Yeah, me too.
But,
especially since this is still kind of new.
This is damn close.
Yeah,
It's really fucking good.
It's very, very, very good.
And any black metal fan, if you really love, like I said, I'm gonna repeat this, but if you really love the old school black metal bands from Norway, Scandinavia, whatever, you gotta have this in your collection. You gotta have older shit in your collection, actually, because it's just mandatory. So go pick this up before it's gone, or you're gonna pay ridiculous prices on Discogs or eBay or anywhere else. You know, I mean, it's crazy, but yeah. So yeah, that's our review of Evilfeast. And we'll see you next time. Hail Metal.
Hail Metal.